The sports you love, the teams you can't live without.
Get a sense of urgency!
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Sports gambling. USC versus UCLA.
Want to remind you, Ethan Millard with Teton Wealth will be live in studio today with Hanson Scotty G to help you with your retirement plan. Tune in or visit retireteton.com. Ben, I know this is a little off-brand, but can I complain?
Please.
And I actually think this is really bad for the sports fan. But we do have a story up at KSLSports.com about this. But ESPN and Fox are teaming up to do a direct-to-customer service. And it's going to cost you, $39.99
$40
per
a month. Yeah.
That's like their ultimate sports package or something or other. I think this is bad for a variety of reasons.
Okay.
One, like streaming isn't saving anybody any money. It's not making anything easier. It's an example of something in society that did not get better. It actually got worse with the advent of technology. And at the forefront of it all is the sports fan who is being run through the ringer just to consume their favorite television show, where the bill upon bill upon bill is just stacking up. They've got you by the short hairs, and I find it kind of offensive. But what's particularly problematic about this, Ben, is that the two biggest rivals, the Mouse and Fox, are teaming up together, meaning they are no longer competing with one another in this particular circumstance, which is what keeps prices low. And also is what keeps kind of revenue coming into the sports you love, honestly, if you want to look at it that way. And Fox and ESPN are famously rivals in the college football world. And so I'm not sure what this means for that going forward. But I do know what it means. It's bad for the sports fan all the way around. That $39.99 per month is only going up, and I bet it's only going up fast.
Yes, I think I had the same thought yesterday when I read the story. This is a first-year price. Make everyone get it. Make it seem affordable, and then you jump up the price to $49.99
This is
year
Netflix at $8 a month or whatever.
Right, and now it's $23 a month or whatever Netflix is, which, yeah, I mean, you just add these up, and again, Netflix is getting more and more into the sports world and wants to have the Christmas Day games. Peacock is $11 a month. Amazon Prime's whatever, $11 a month. Just like you are truly it. If you want this, because this is your way to watch it.
If you're an RSL fan, you got to go to Apple.
Yeah.
If you're an MMA guy like Christian now, you've got to go to Paramount Plus.
Right. We're lucky that honestly, the Jazz and NHL, you can watch them for free if you have Channel 14 here locally, but that's not the case for everybody. If you want to watch other NBA games, you have to have, like we said, either Peacock or Prime or just NBA TV. I mean, truly, it's not an exaggeration. You're very easily $90 out the door before you're getting games on your TV.
Because sports is the most popular TV show, because it's the only thing anyone watches live anymore, and because it's now the ultimate marketing vehicle, they just drag fans through the ringer. And by the way, that's just to watch it on television or stream or whatever you choose to do. Let alone what fans now have to do to actually pay to support their colleges or or the price tag on tickets or whatever. But I'll use colleges as the example, just to get a seat, just to get like reserve a seat, Ben, to have the right to buy season tickets. You have to pay how much to the booster clubs? I don't know what the tag is anymore for the Cougar Club or Crimson Club. What's the Aggie one? Anyway, you got to pay thousands of dollars just to those people, just so they say, okay, you have the right to pay $1,000 more or whatever for a couple of seats just to get into the building.
Yep.
Crazy.
I'm with you. It's bad. It's not. It's going to quickly become not unconsumable, but it's going to limit who can watch it.
You know what is great?
And it's weirdly out of touch right now.
You know what is great about baseball? And, I hope baseball comes to this market for a variety of reasons. But what's great about baseball is, one, the gate still really matters. And two, there are so many games that tickets remain affordable. And you can see this by traveling. Travel to any big baseball market. Like, you can get Cubs tickets the day of for a more reasonable price than you would think.
Yeah, of course.
White Sox tickets, I mean,
You're giving them away.
Basically giving them away.
Yeah.
But you can go, I mean, you can go get Phillies tickets day of, and it's not going to shock you, or Dodgers tickets or any of those. You know, I've done it.
Right.
It's not.
No, last year in San Diego, I took a family of 6 to a baseball game, and it wasn't life-changing. You know, it didn't change my month because, yeah, it's somewhat affordable.
There are so many games, and there are so many seats to sell. And frankly, that's all gravy to them. The more seats, the more butts they put in it, the more it really impacts the bottom line. And it's a really great sport that way. The problem with baseball is it doesn't translate into TV as well. And so their national TV money sucks.
Yeah.
They're not getting it from that. They're getting it from the gate. The money is still huge. It's just not quite like the NBA is, where it's all coming from TV.
I'll be curious what the subscription numbers on these are. Subscription numbers are always lower than people expect them to be. You know, we talked about the Clippers subscription being fewer than 10,000 people subscribed.
Talk about the wrong franchise to tread into those waters.
Privatize. You're already private. You're the Clippers.
You're the Clippers. Nobody.
You need to be the opposite.
No, yeah, and they're in LA. The only thing they have to sell is their TV market.
Yeah. So.
The Clippers, jeez.
Yeah.
And by the way, open zillion-dollar arena that nobody's going to go to. Weren't they still the last in the league in attendance last year?
Probably, yeah. They had to be close to that. People, again, don't go to Clippers games. Could also give away tickets and people won't go. So I'll be curious to see how this works. ESPN and Fox teaming up. $40 doesn't feel like gouging immediately, but like you said, that number's just going to go up. So we'll see how it works for year one.
I was pretty frustrated by that. And those two companies being on the same page is going to be bad for prices. You want
Agreed.
those two companies competing against one another.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, is if they control 90% of college football or college sports in general to watch, they can charge whatever they want. That's the anti-competition there. Now, the advantage here that is that you do get every ESPN channel, right? It's ESPN, it's ESPN2, it's ESPN Plus, it's ESPNU, whatever, ESPN News, all the things that they do. You do get all of them wrapped up. The SEC network, all of those things are included. So if that's what your approach is, or that's what you want, you do get it all, versus like now the Disney Plus thing that you get, like if you buy Disney Plus with Hulu and ESPN, I think you still only get ESPN Plus, right?
Yeah, you don't get what
ESPN,
goes
the
over
normal
the
channel.
air. No, but the problem is, Ben, is that you still need Amazon for the NFL, and you still need Peacock for the NFL. I mean, ESPN has a lot, but they don't have it all. Now they don't have MMA for Christian and Hans and the people that like to watch that. So it just stacks on top of each other.
Yeah.
And streaming is still so weak as a platform. I mean, all honesty, I'd be curious to talk to, I don't know, Steve Starks or somebody over there with the Millers about their impressions of Major League Soccer going to Apple and whether that's a really good thing or a bad thing. I know the previous regime for RSL really hated it, not because they fell off the sports map, which I think they kind of did, but because the regional television, RSL's regional television was really good. They were making money off that. It was a really good thing, and now all that's gone.
Yeah. As a consumer, you could get on the KSL app, right, and watch it if I remember correctly.
Yep.
So really nice.
Really accessible.
Yeah.
And now it's just not.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's going in the wrong direction.
Because the NBA, if you were to be fully streaming the NBA to watch the national games, you'd have to have this ESPN deal.
Yeah.
You'd have to have
Prime
and Peacock.
and Peacock. Yeah.
And then also over the air to get the NBC games and ABC games.
Yeah. The nice thing about the NBA is they have lowered their cost for League Pass. It used to be over $200. Now it's like $110, $115, which is cheaper, but still that's prohibitive for a lot of people. I have to do it for my job, and it makes sense for me to do it. And my fiance is a big basketball fan, so it makes sense for us to do it. But if you're just a casual fan, like forking out $120 is not cheap on top of your Prime membership and everything. So I really do feel for people. It feels particularly out of touch right now.
Yeah, it's just another example of how the fans take it in the shorts because they happen to be fans,
Right,
they
they're
happen to
preying
be
upon
passionate
that.
about the product, And again, this is why sports is the world's greatest product, because people have this connection with sports teams and credit the players with players that goes beyond your usual product consumer relationship. And I'm somebody that is very loyal to the products that I love. It does not touch to how people feel about their sports teams. I can't believe there are still Jets fans.
Sure.
How are there still Jets fans? How is Kevin Graham dragging his sad backside to the Chili's every weekend to watch the stupid Jets?
Yeah, can't wait to watch it every week.
Bugging the bartender every week that's like, I need the Jets on this one.
Yeah.
And then gets angry and storms out of there.
Mad every week.
Every week. How?
Yeah. It's a great drug.
And you know what? Larry Miller and the Jazz deserve a lot of credit for winning all of those years. And it did spoil the fan base in a lot of ways. When Kevin O'Connor flipped the roster in 2 years to be all of a sudden competitive team again was amazing and never happens. And so I think Jazz fans benefited from a lot of really great decisions and a lot of winning over the years. And I think they have shown patience during the last couple of rebuilds. But the fans, but it's been a different experience.
It has. And you know what? Again, I do credit the Jazz. If you're a fan in the state of Utah, you can watch the team for free.
Yep.
That is a nice plus right now.
That was a big Ryan Smith thing at the beginning, which he was really smart. Because they were going through the whole, it wasn't even Root Sports. What was it, AT&T Sports?
Yeah.
Where they were talking about the regional deal, and it was not on Dish Network, was on DirecTV.
Yes.
Was not on Comcast? Was it only
was on Comcast. It was on Comcast.
It was all this. It was impossible to find the games. And Ryan was like, no. We're going to go the other direction.
Yeah.
We're going to make it unbelievably accessible to as big a swath as the country as we can, and we'll benefit in the long run. I happen to think that's wise.
Right. And he's losing money on that aspect of it compared to what they were getting from the RSN.
But that doesn't exist anymore for anyone not named the Lakers or Knicks.
Right.
So you have to do something else.
Yeah.
So it's a wild world, but streaming has not been good for sports. I don't think.
Completely agree. I use it. I like to be in my kitchen cooking and have it on the iPad. I do that a lot. I really do. I will watch it on the road. In that, the accessibility is a positive, but I think that positive is outweighed by a lot of the negatives, which is it's pretty exorbitantly expensive.
Are you 100% streaming, Christian? Or are you?
No, I hate it. I think it's hard to keep track of what's on where. I think that is a very tiring process.
You have rabbit ears? You have a digital antenna?
No, I mooch off my parents' YouTube TV.
Yeah.
We did YouTube TV for a minute. It was okay.
I've done Fubo. I've done ESPN Plus. I've done the Disney combo. I've done it all. I've got HBO right now, so I could watch the playoffs for the NBA. I've got to switch that off, and they've done the thing to me where the playoffs ended 2 months ago, and I just haven't stopped paying for it. So I've got to switch that over to ESPN now. I've got to cancel the HBO one and move it to ESPN so I can watch our local teams play.
By the way, how long until we have to sign contracts with streaming services?
Oh, that
like
you can't
the only
cancel?
thing that streaming really has going for it, in my opinion, is you can cancel it at any time.
Yeah.
But how long until that ends?
I don't think so. I think they make enough money off of people who forget to cancel. I think that's like a part of the whole thing.
Well, if they just have them locked in for 2 years.
I don't know if any company's ever said, I think we make enough money.
Right. Well,
I think we've had enough.
I'm old enough to remember, and this predates Christian getting a Facebook account at 8 years old.
Yeah.
But that.
Which, by the way, it was like 2018. It was not that long ago.
What's his squirrely guy? Who's the Facebook guy?
Zuck.
Yeah. He said, "We're no ads. No ads.
Yeah,
this is
never.
not going to be an ad thing. We're not an ad whatever. This is going to be pure. It can't be cool if it has ads." 10 minutes later,
Ads.
you're just drowning in ads.
Yeah.
So I think contracts are coming. You're going to be with Netflix. You're going to opt in for 2 years. Good luck.
It is crazy. I opened up Facebook as you said that. I scrolled 4 stories. 3 of them are ads. It's just, that's all it is. Anyways.
It changes when it gets popular, and they're like, "Oh, we could squeeze a little more juice out of this berry. Let's." All right, stay tuned. We'll have more coming up next. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The sports you love, the teams you can't live without.
Get a sense of urgency!
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Nominate the youth sports volunteer for the Hercules Hero of the Week. Submit your nomination at kslsports.com/contest and listen every Thursday afternoon to JJ and Alex for the winner. Help us celebrate the efforts of those volunteers making an impact with the Hercules Hero of the Week, sponsored by Hercules First Federal Credit Union and Beehive Meals. Ben, real quick, we're gonna get to a little Utah sound here in a second, but I do have to run this by you. Jeannie Buss got some bad news today in a roundabout way.
Okay.
Shams tweeted this out. Wyc Grousbeck will no longer stay on as governor as part of the Boston Celtics' $6.1 billion sale to Bill Chisholm. Plan had been for Grousbeck to remain through 2028. Chisholm assumes governor title, and the transfer will be finalized soon.
Recognize this was Wyc's plan. Wyc, who owned the Celtics, and he only owned like a part of it. He wasn't like a Ryan Smith majority owner. He just was the governor in a group of a bunch of people who owned the Celtics. But he just said, when we sell it, I'm going to keep running the team. Which is the same thing Mark Cuban said as well. We're going to sell the Mavericks. Allisons are going to buy it. I'm still going to be the face, though. And everyone seems to think that that's going to work that way.
The buyer always assures, we don't
need it in writing.
Sure. The 2028 sounds great. And then next thing you know, when everybody's not paying attention, it's like, no, that's not going to be the case, actually.
But you're right. This was the news with Jeannie Buss when the Lakers sold to the Dodgers owner.
And he said, sure, Jeannie.
Love to have you.
Yeah, you and Linda are doing a great job. You guys keep it up. The clock is, I will be curious to see how long that lasts.
Weeks?
Because what happens the first time that the new owner disagrees with Jeannie?
Right. The governor actually matters.
That's the final say.
Yeah, you go and you vote in the group of 30 governors, owners, when you are representing expansion, when you're discussing CBA stuff, like all of it. That's the governor's job. That's the governor. Yeah, why would you let somebody who does not own the team anymore have any say in that? Especially if they're not the majority owner. Yeah, that would be insane.
I don't remember. I know that some of the Miller Group did transition. See, that was interesting because Ryan Smith kept on a lot of the previous Jazz people when he, not everybody, but like Chris Barney, for example, was, long-time work for the Millers, and he's now the CRO of the Jazz. So a lot of people, and Jim Olsen, of course, the president, long-time work for the Millers. So that was, and I know Steve Starks for a while stayed around for the transition, but not so much this when Ryan Smith bought the team.
No, and Ryan has been the governor, and Danny Ainge has been the co-governor. When Ryan can't be there, Danny is the guy, or has been the guy. But I think Ashley Smith has actually done some of it as well.
But certainly Gail wasn't promised to remain running the team.
No, of course not.
And honestly, I don't think she would have wanted that anyway.
No, but
Jeannie has nothing else.
Yeah, we may just not hear about the buses anymore. We're not going to hear about Wyc Grousbeck.
No, he's gone.
The only reason you know his name is because he was associated with sports. If you live in Boston, you may know his name, but not all that relevant.
I do,
which is why these guys want to hold on forever.
I know, but I do think it's funny that the new this Bill Chisholm guy is like, 2028, sure. Let's get this transaction moving.
Get it over the finish line.
Let's make this happen, and then sure, make it 2030.
I've been in that situation. We're going to get to your contract negotiation first thing. I just have to talk about 9 or 10 other things first. Okay?
All right.
I forgot to bring it up next time. Wyc, next time. I forgot to float it to the rest of the investors. Next time, Wyc, I'll bring it up. Deal's finalized.
So you're out.
Changed your passcode. You're gone.
That's the coldest way to do it. Change the passcode.
Yeah.
Hey, why isn't this working?
Yeah. Hard Knocks.
We've got HR on the phone. Hard Knocks. Is that how they do it in Hard Knocks?
It's the famous scene in Hard Knocks where the guy's badge is no longer working to get into the building. Episode 2 tonight. Colton Chenoweth reminded me. I can't cancel my HBO. I've got to watch Hard Knocks for the next 3 weeks.
You don't.
What am I going to talk about?
And honestly, and we got into this a little bit, the dumpster fire teams are the ones you really want to see. You don't want to see a team.
It should be the Jets every year.
It should be the Jets every year.
Hard Knocks, Jets.
It's
like CSI Miami. It's like just focused exclusively in one area.
Get Liv on the chopper and get him to Jets camp, for crying out loud.
I wonder how he feels about that. Again, the voice of God, as they call him, Liv Schreiber, who does the Hard Knocks voice, who's a very famous actor, Ray Donovan, whatever. He flew out in person to meet Aaron Rodgers, and they made a big deal about how he's like, I've never done this. I don't care, but I really wanted to meet you. And it was maybe the most disastrous quarterback situation in NFL history. He played one drive. It was like 3 plays. Tears his Achilles. Right,
the scene of Aaron Rodgers carrying the American flag out.
No, and the Hard Knocks lead up to all of that too, because it was just fluffing.
Yes,
Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely.
The whole show was just the build-up. And the best part was the coaches just crapping on Zach Wilson and then having to go back to Zach Wilson 3 plays into the year or whatever. It was like, oh.
Call him Zach. Zach, are you ready?
Zach's watching from home like, guys, come on. Come on.
It'd be funny if Isaac Wilson has to take some snaps this year.
Oh, man. I feel bad. I still feel bad for Zach Wilson.
Oh, that was horrible.
Just horrible.
Yeah.
Wow, sure nice to have a decent quarterback in the building for once.
The 2 funniest things that could happen is A, Zach lights it up this year if Tua gets hurt and plays great in Miami. Or B, Aaron Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh and they become a Super Bowl contender. He just still has it.
And the Jets just...
The Jets are just the Jets. Yeah, Jets aren't going to be good.
I don't think... I don't know. I don't see the Steelers going anywhere.
Yeah, probably not, but probably better than the Jets.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody's better than the Jets. What do you mean probably? Again, it comes back to how does Kevin Graham remain a Jets fan?
Who's the Jets quarterback now? Is it Justin Fields? Didn't he break his foot already? He had a foot injury in the offseason? Maybe I'm wrong.
I think he's back.
He's back, okay. Well, we'll see if Justin...
Oh, he's going to be great, I'm sure. He's going to win them 2s of games.
1s and 2s of games.
1s and 2s of games. All right. We were going to talk Utah football here. Let's play a clip. The receivers are certainly one of the things that we are unsure about going into this college football season at the University of Utah. And here's Kyle Whittingham talking about it.
That group is coming along. We feel like we've identified the top 7 or 8 guys that are going to be the travelers, and that we're going to sink all the reps into the rest of the way. So that group is really starting to gel, I guess you could say.
Because we have not seen Utah's offense, and we don't know actually what it looks like and how they're going to execute it, and while we can go back to New Mexico as a reference point, it will inevitably change, though several important names are still here. You know, Bronco and New Mexico did not have this offensive line that Utah has, so there's going to be some variations and bodies are different. But with that in mind, what does Utah need from the wide receivers? Truthfully, and I don't just mean downfield blocking, which is what they need. But I mean, do you need one guy to just be a threat? Because honestly, when Dalton Kincaid was just a bit of a threat for Utah, or Utah had a tight end threat, Thomas Yasmin was able to do it for stretches. We know Brant Keithy was able to do it. Is it just one guy? Do you just need one guy who's a threat for Utah? Just to open everything up a little bit?
Probably. Yeah, probably. I don't know. They've gone a long way without really having a guy.
For a really long time.
For a really long time.
But Dalton Kincaid was terrific.
Yeah, he was good.
He was really good.
Keithy
it was a good. Very reliable guy. Keithy was a very reliable player.
But, I don't know. Did that do anything for the run game? Did the run game do it for that? I mean, is it correlated, I guess, is really what I'm asking? I mean, honestly, if the other team loads the box with 8 or 9 players or whatever, really goes after it, you got to have somebody who can get behind it. Sure, that would be nice. But I don't know if they have Randy Moss.
I know they don't have Randy Moss.
And I don't know if they have a quarterback that can throw.
Even if they did.
Enough to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But that's not really what the spread option offense is necessarily designed for. But, I mean, yeah, if they had that, sure, that'd be nice. I'd see the encouraging part about it, if you're looking for that sort of thing, is they've got some guys with some size.
They do, yeah.
And so if you get some size down the field and throw it up to them, I mean, think Kenneth Scott, who is not the world's fastest receiver.
Merriweather, I think, is 6'5", 200 pounds.
Yeah, but he could get down the field and he could throw the ball up. Yeah. And if he didn't make the play, it was probably going to be a flag because he was so big, the 5'9" corner couldn't really do anything about it. So, there's more than one way to shuck a peanut.
Mm-hmm. Not really. There's only a couple ways to do it.
Skinny cat is such a gross. saying.
There's really only one way to shuck a peanut. Unless you just eat the whole thing.
Well, you could use like a nutcracker. You could use like the lobster crackers.
Bring a nutcracker to Texas Roadhouse to shuck the peanuts.
You'd get looks.
You would get looks. What are you bringing that for? Crab? No, I'm shucking peanuts at Texas Roadhouse.
What? That would be not normal?
Extremely not normal. You know, a lot of people have bottle openers on there with keychain.
Uh-huh.
You have
A claw cracker.
Shucker. So Utah.
You never know.
I do think Utah needs to identify a guy, and it doesn't need to be 3 or 4 guys or 7 guys like Whit's saying. And I get that you're going to have 7 guys in the rotation and step out there and play. Some of those guys are going to have 8 catches on the season, for 108 yards maybe, and that would be some big play guys. But I do think you need to have, one person who can at least pretend to be a deep threat. And like you're saying, you didn't even say take the top off, but somebody who can do that because that does open up the offense. And then, yes, reliably somebody when they stack the box, which is going to be over and over and over, whether it's a tight end or Merriweather as a big pass catcher, who can at least be a threat to move the chains.
Or can catch a slant on 3rd and 5.
Yep.
And that's honestly what Dalton Kincaid and Brain Keithy were really good at, was catching a slant on 3rd and 5 and then making the most out of it.
And then Dampier's got to be able to hit those timing routes.
So,
it's just, I know where he's going to be. I know he's going to be open. This guy is reliable, catching the ball, and keeps the play alive.
I notoriously teased you. Who was it that I told you wasn't going to get to 200 yards passing? And they got
Bryson
to
Barnes?
Was it Bryson Barnes who I said was not going to get to 200 yards passing, and he got to like 185 in the first half, and then didn't complete a pass for the rest of the game.
Like a 70-yard catch right out of the gates?
In order for Utah to be successful, what do you think his average yards per game needs to be? Passing.
Dampier?
Yeah.
Over 200. If you want to win the conference.
Yeah, probably.
I just don't think
that's a really low bar.
Yeah, but I think he can. I think Utah's going to really be able
What
to
about
move the ball
total
on the ground.
yards?
Well, I mean, that would assume he's playing every game. So, yeah, he's got to be over 25.
No, like total yards per game.
With his rushing as well? I mean, it's only like 280 for him. He's not going to rush for 100 yards a game.
He'll have a 100-yard game.
Oh, yeah, he'll probably have a 160-yard game. He should also have some games, I would hope, that he has 40. Because you don't need him. Last year, let's see if I can find his per-game average. Passing, let's see, what do you have total yards? He had 2,700 passing yards last year. Played 13 games. So, yeah, right there about 200. Right? 2,600 would be exactly 200 at 13 games. Oh, he only played 12 games, excuse me. So he's a little over 200 a game. Maybe
he only actually broke
230.
200 in 6 games.
Okay. He had
Half of their
200.
games.
He had 230 yards per game last year. If he does that, that's fine.
But what's interesting is Jason Beck admitted that he thought New Mexico, not he, but they thought New Mexico was going to be a passing team last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the first few games, they said, nope, that's not the case.
And then he had 1,100 rushing yards. So he was right under 100 yards a game.
Right.
So, I mean, that would be 330. That's a lot. If he could get to 330, Utah would be just fine. Because I think they're going to have 2 running backs that we talked about, Rodgers and Wayshawn Parker, that probably average 185 to 200 yards a game total combined. I mean, that's between those 2 guys, it's 500 yards of offense almost.
Let me ask you this about Jeannie Buss. Do you think, like we had a coworker once who was an on-site engineer who was asked to do something unreasonable by the on-air person, and he just disappeared around the corner and waited a couple of minutes and then came back and said he couldn't do that?
Couldn't do it.
I couldn't. So do you think that they just have Jeannie have an assistant and they say, whatever she tells you to do, you just sit there to yourself for about 10, 15 minutes and you get back to her and say, I can't do that.
Go sit in the car.
We couldn't do that. Yeah, just be like,
and then come
okay,
back.
I'm right on that.
Yeah. Like, I put some calls in, I will let you know, and inevitably they're going to forget for the next thing. So it's like, just keep it. Just keep the scheme going.
The phone cord in her office is connected to nothing.
Yeah. It's just tucked in a drawer.
Hey, trade LeBron. And there's nobody on the other end.
Uh-huh.
That story about Mark is pretty funny.
It's like holding up your phone pretending pretending to be
But,
on the phone.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Jeannie doesn't know.
But
there's
Jeannie
nobody
has
there.
no idea.
Yeah.
Jeannie thinks she's still doing the thing.
Giving your little brother the unplugged controller and be like, yeah, you're playing Mortal Kombat with us.
You're great.
You're really good at this.
Have you been practicing?
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned. We'll wrap up the show next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The sports you love, the teams you can't live without.
Get a sense of urgency!
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Two amigos on the airwaves, talking sports. They got him made Jackson on soul. Loves his tie guy, Ben's got style with his scarves. Oh my.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Listen, do you have a product out there you're passionate about and would like to have it endorsed by the Jake and Ben Show? It's very simple. Very simple. All you have to do is text JB to 57500 and our sales staff will take care of the rest. Again, JB to 57500 and you could sponsor the show. You sure could.
We have another Bozo of the Week nominee. A guy who I'm growing increasingly suspicious of. Because he has otherwise seemingly such a golden reputation, but a couple of now very notable, questionable interactions.
Very notable.
LA Dodgers two-way superstar Shohei Ohtani is being sued by a Hawaii real estate investor and broker, which, by the way, we've talked about a little bit, is always a weird thing. People wanting to develop Hawaii seems like one of the dirtier business ventures that exists.
It is not popular with the locals.
It's not popular with the locals. You have to be really tough. There's movies about it. Oprah's gotten involved.
Oprah's not opening her door.
People wanted to buy up the land after the huge fire, et cetera, et cetera.
The tsunami's coming and Oprah's like, nah, we're going to leave that thing shut.
According to the lawsuit filed in the Hawaii Circuit Court on Friday, Ohtani's agent, Nez Balelo, increasingly demanded concessions from a developer, Kevin J. Hayes Sr., and real estate broker, Tomoko Matsumoto, before demanding that their business partner, Kingsbury Realty Capital, drop them from the deal. Essentially, they are using Shohei's celebrity to try and push people out of some of these either opportunities or developments to get it built their way. The suit accuses Ohtani and Balelo of tortious interference and unjust enrichment. Hayes, a developer with 40 years' experience, and Matsumoto, who was the listing agent for the houses averaging $17 million each, say that Ohtani and Balelo also tried to undermine their interest in a second neighboring venture. I'm worried this guy, Ohtani's using all the people around him to strong arm some people.
Yeah, we'll see how this settles out in court, but Ohtani in these situations, because he's bringing nothing to the table other than his presence. Mm-hmm. If you look into it, he's not investing in it. He's not doing anything other than you can tell people that I am involved. I almost got. Did I tell you about this when I went to Cabo? We got lured to a golf course that was a what do they call that? A timeshare, and I didn't know that it was a timeshare until we got there, and so I demanded that they take us somewhere else. But they were using Tiger left and right. They had it was Tiger's thing in Cabo, and I'm sure Tiger didn't do a dang thing other than just take a cut of the pie so they could use his name while they're shaking down naive people like myself.
Ohtani will act as the celebrity spokesperson for this project and has committed to purchasing one of the 14 residents within the project. He also intends to spend significant time at the Vista in the offseason and will construct a small hitting and pitching facility for the preseason training. So he gets a really sweet deal on the $17 million home to get other people to buy these houses at a, inflated cost, but a high cost. And they can say, we live in the same development as Shohei.
It's like you in your neighborhood.
Correct. Exactly right.
Where your mere presence makes the value
But
go
the
up.
opposite is brought. All the value has gone down in Mill Creek everywhere.
Everybody's like, Ben Anderson lives down the road.
Stagflation, Ben problem.
Big money.
So yeah, Shohei does this, and now Shohei is trying to get other things done. And
He didn't
worked
like
around
these
and
other
he
two
didn't like
bozos.
these dudes who were pushing back against him. So now he's trying to use his celebrity to get them fired. I don't know, Shohei. Shohei's, Venmo, like agent business gambling, whatever he was betting
Does
on.
this beat out sports gambling?
Lakers,
UCLA versus USC.
Natir Shohei, though, early, it's only Tuesday. We got a couple after a kind of a light week last week.
I saw this joke online, but the Oklahoma guy should have blamed it on his translator.
Yeah, absolutely.
That wasn't me. That was
I don't handle my Venmo. You already pinned your Venmo on your wife. It's great. You did it right away. You went Urban Meyer immediately. Yeah, it's the old lady.
You think I could operate a Venmo account?
No. Jake accidentally spent $48,000 on Venmo.
That
Jake
could happen.
accidentally cashed out the 401k.
That could happen. That's what I'm
How?
saying.
Timeshare. Didn't know he was in a timeshare. And they said, give me your Venmo password. Jake was like, that must be a normal thing.
I
The
can't believe
description says timeshare, Cabo.
Sure.
Tiger Woods,
Parentheses,
Cabo.
Tiger's Cabo.
I cannot believe I told that story because it really is embarrassing. The fact that I got all the way to the resort without knowing
Yeah.
like
you were getting
they were
timeshared.
going to timeshare me as soon as I got there was really
That's a toughie.
I was really embarrassed.
Hey, you know what? I was I went and saw a movie last night with a group of people, and I texted them that I was parking, and everyone said, looks like you're at the wrong theater. So I did that last night. So we all make mistakes.
You showed up at the wrong
We did
theater?
the wrong theater. The other one I was meant to be at Century Sandy. Century 16 Sandy. I went to Century 16 Salt Lake. I didn't know they had
Did
the
you
same
miss
name.
any of the movie?
Opening 45 seconds. State Street really did me some favors with some green lights, so I made it.
Nailed it.
But, yeah, I was lucky.
Luckily, they start like 20 minutes
Yeah,
after
that's
the
exactly
listed
right. I
showtime.
showed up at the showtime when it was exactly supposed to start thinking I'll have 20 minutes to get popcorn and watch some trailers, and it allowed me to get to Sandy. So happens.
What'd you see?
Weapons.
Any good?
Very good, yeah.
Who's in it?
Julia Garner,
Is that James Garner's
Josh Brolin.
ex-wife?
I don't think so. Who
Josh
else is in
Brolin, the guy who played W?
Yeah. His kids go missing. His kid goes missing. It's great. It's very good.
All right.
Yeah.
It's Scotty G. You're coming on
Other than the
next.
first 45 seconds I missed, I had no idea what happened then.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. The
Thanks,
Jake
Christian.
and Ben Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.